What is going on, Catella geographers? Mr. M, even though I'm not here, I'm basically like the voice from the sky, still here to monitor and make sure that you are staying up to date on the geography tasks for today. Hey, speaking of those tasks, let's get to them. First off, we're going to need to grab a Chromebook. We're going to need to log into Haiku, auhst.haikulearning.com. Takes us to this wonderful screen. It's already going to take me directly to my page because I'm already logged in. So then we're going to go to Catella AP Human Geography, of course. Of course, we're going to then jump down to the Population Geography tab. And of course, that's going to take us to our current unit, population. And you see what we're doing for today. It's right at the top of your screen. It'll be right underneath where my video is posted. So folks, we have 3 tasks today. I don't know what just happened right there. We have 3 tasks going on today. The first is we're going to find the crude birth rate, the crude death rate, the total fertility rate, the infant mortality rate, the rate of natural increase, the life expectancy, and the youth and elderly dependency ratios for our focus country. Now, how are we going to do that? We're going to click on this link directly underneath where we are at, the PRB Fact Sheet 2016. In order to get all of that information. Once we have that information, we're going to go ahead and we're going to plug it onto our Google spreadsheet, which is listed right here. So all of this goes in direct in the order in which you will complete it. All right. So for instance, you're also going to want to list the world development region that your country belongs to, which you should already know. So again, I would click on the fact sheet here. It's going to take me a moment to download. I'm going to open that up and I'm going to scroll all the way towards the bottom of the fact sheet. All right, and I'm going to go and I'm going to find my country. And if you notice, it starts on page 10 of the PDF attachment. So I'm going to find my country. For instance, let's say I have the country of the Gambia. All right. And then what I need to do is I need to list the important information that it asked me for. So for instance, birth rate would be 41. That would be the crude birth rate, right? Because crude birth rate, remember, is birth per 1,000 people. Death rate would be 9 for the Gambia. And so obviously what that means is 41 minus 9, that's 32, right? And so our rate of natural increase would be, we'd have to figure that out ourselves. 41 minus 9 is 32. You got to move the decimal over. So our rate of natural increase would be 3.2%. All right, so what I'm going to do there as I get this information is I'm going to come down to our Google spreadsheet. I'm going to find the region that my country belongs to in. So for instance, I'm doing the Gambia. So I would scroll down to Africa. All right, and then Sub-Saharan Africa, and then I would put my name, all right, Majewski. I would put my country's name, Gambia. I would put my crude birth rate, which if you remember was 41. My crude death rate, which was 9. I have to figure out my rate of increase myself, so 3.2%, right? And then I can go back to the fact sheet again. And on that fact sheet, if we go back to it again, the next thing it asks for is infant mortality rate and total fertility. So here's infant mortality, here's total fertility. We come across from the Gambia, right? The total fertility, the infant mortality rate there is 45. Holy moly, that's a lot. And the total fertility rate is 5.6. That means 45 out of every 1,000 children do not make it to 1 year old there. That's about 4.5% of the population. And that means total fertility, 5.6. That means on average, the average woman is having 5.6 kids in that country throughout her adult life. So again, infant mortality, 45. Total fertility is 5.6. I would go back to my document. Total fertility, 5.6. Infant mortality was, I believe, 45. All right. Now it asks for my life expectancy for men and my life expectancy for women. Well, I would go back to my PRB fact sheet, right? And now I'm going to have to scroll down. All right, I got to scroll down to the next group of categories here. Until I am able to scroll all the way down again. Here we go, life expectancy at birth. Beginning on page 15, you start to see the next set of data. And there's the Gambia. My life expectancy for males in that country is just 59. Life expectancy for women is about 62. All right? So, if we plug that information back again on ours, life expectancy for males is 59. For women, it's just 62. The very last things it asks me to find are the dependency ratios for that country. Let's see, where's the dependency ratios at? Well, we're going to scroll down until we find them. I feel like dependency ratios were back at the top again. Whoops, now I'm scrolling all over the place. Here we go. Percentage of the population that is under 15, which means 15 or younger. Wow, 46% of the population is younger than 15 in that country. What's the percentage of the population that's over 65? 2% of the population. That means we got a lot of young folks there. We don't particularly have a lot of folks making it even to 65 or higher. All right, so again, it was 46% of my population is lower than 15 years of age, and just 2% of my population is higher than 65 years of age. Folks, world region, that's easy. The world development region, of course, is, Mr. M needs to make sure he charges this, is sub-Saharan Africa. All right. That's it. That's all I would do for my category. So again, what have I done here? I have put my name, I've put my country, I put the CBR, the CDR, the rate of increase, 3.2%. Total fertility rate, 5.6 children per adult woman. Infant mortality rate, 45 out of 1,000, over 1,000, which is about 4.5%. Male life expectancy, just 59 years. Female life expectancy, 62 years. Percentage of dependents under 15 is 46%. Percentage of dependents over 65 years is just 2%. And then, of course, my world region. I should know that already. You should already know that. It's sub-Saharan Africa. For the Gambia, for you, it's whatever development region from the development unit that your country belonged to. All right? By the time we're finished, we should have this chart completely filled up with countries from the various parts of the world. We can look at it and be able to make judgments about rates of increase and things along those lines immediately. All right? So just doing those right there, what I've just done, I've just completed part 1 of our assignment for today. Now let's go to part 2. We're really just going to continue what we just started there. I now know that my rate of increase in the Gambia is 3.2%. So what would I do next is I would come down to this, the World Regions Population Padlet. This is an online notepad that allows me to create online sticky notes that will stay on this notepad permanently. So all you do here to create your own little sticky note is you left click twice. That's going to have my name up there. Yours will probably just be unknown. Under the title, you're going to list the name of the country, the Gambia, and then write something. You're just going to put its NIR. NIR equals 3.2%. That is super, super high. All right. If you can, please shrink it a little bit. What I mean by that is there's going to be a bunch of sticky notes on here. So therefore, try to make it as small as possible. And then move it over to the area where it exists on the world map. All right? It can be a general area. It doesn't need to be specific. Once you're done with that, it should be saved, and it should be permanently recorded on this spreadsheet. And so once you've done that, you can technically close this because you're now done with part 2 of the assignment for today. All right, so a long explanation there for 2, but I just told you how to do it in what? About a minute. And then last thing that you need to do is you need to read this article. It's called Asia's Missing Girls. It's right underneath the link that we were just on. There are the questions that you must respond to related to the article. And then underneath it, 3B, the article itself. All right, so you're going to read that article. It's not very long. And then you're going to come up here. You're going to click on the discussion post You're going to create a new post, and you're going to respond to those questions. If you need to see what the questions are again, you just simply click on discussion details, and the discussion questions will pop up once more. All right? All you do under subject is write your name, and then in the body portion of your discussion post, you'll just type out the answers to each of those questions. They don't need to be long, maybe a couple of sentences at most. Some of them you might need a little bit more. There's just 5 questions. Once you're done with that, you simply post it, and then if you're not done, you're still writing, but you need to go back and read the article again, you can save your draft and then come back and add to it later on. Ultimately, when you're finished with your posts, they will post up there so you can see them again, and then you're technically done with the assignments for today. All right. So once you've got 1, 2, and 3 done, that's all you're specifically required to fulfill today. Anything you don't finish in class today needs to be done at home, so that when we come into class on Thursday, all of this has been taken care of. Now, if you finish all of this super early, there are a couple of videos on population that you can watch. They're listed as number 4, and I believe population in boxes up here as well. Those are both videos you could watch if you finish with everything else and you're waiting for something else to do. If you have any questions, please contact me and let me know. I think the video is pretty clear as to what is expected of you. This is Mr. M signing out. All right, you take care, folks.